Being surrounded by work and unable to meet the deadline is troublesome. Hello everyone, in today's episode of Know How To, we will concentrate on time management skills. You must be wondering how it falls into soft skills. Well, this episode speaks a whole about it. To answer a few questions on time management, we have with us Dr. Monica Bajaj. She has been working with IBS for more than 13 years, a faculty who is expert in imparting training in the area of soft skills and business communication. We welcome you, ma'am.
Thank you, Komal.
So, our very first question is, no one wants to work with someone who never meets the deadline. As a result, it can disrupt the work environment. How can management students reinforce this skill?
Okay. So this skill is essentially called time management, right? So what exactly is time management? Time management is making effective and efficient use of whatever time is available to us. Now, if we understand the nature of time, it is rolling by all the time, right? Even when we are deciding what to do with it, it's rolling by. Then another thing about time is that all of us, whether a millionaire or a pauper, we all have it in the same quantity. So how we make use of time is the most important thing that we need to understand. And it is not making use of time, it is how we devote our energies to the time that we have is what we need to understand. As management students, I would like you to understand that never say, I do not have the time for doing so and so thing. I, as an individual, choose to devote my energies to wherever I wish to. It's not about time. It's about you making a choice how you want to use that time. So, as management students, please use your time very, very wisely. Just analyze. First step is analyze how you are using your time, how you are devoting your time. Make work schedules. See how you can best make use of the time. Then important thing is, supposing you have kept 5 things for yourself to do. Even if you are able to do 3 things out of it, it's wonderful. Don't be strict with yourself. Don't give yourself a beating. And appreciate yourself for those 3 or 2 things that you've been able to do. And next day, start with a fresh determination that yes, I'm going to do more than what I did yesterday. And that's how you will slowly develop this habit of using your energy in the best possible way and using your time also in the best possible way. That's my take on it.
Thank you, ma'am. I hope students are taking notes of it. So the next question is, at times students get confused to prioritize their work. What approach would help them to prioritize?
Yeah. So if you want to understand how to prioritize, you will first have to understand how we spend our time, right?
Yes, ma'am.
So imagine a square, right? And now divide it into 4 quadrants. Okay? We are going to understand how we use our time in terms of 2 things. One is urgent and the other is important. Now, what is urgent? Urgent is things which are pressing in front of me and I need to do it because it's urgent and it needs my attention. On the other hand, we have important things. What are important things? These are important to me as an individual. They're important to my vision and mission. They're important to what my future is going to be. So we look at things as important and urgent. Now, in the urgent category, there are 2 kinds of things. Okay, in 1 quadrant, we have urgent and important. So let's understand what's urgent and important. Your projects, deadline-driven things, urgent and important also. You have your exams, important and urgent. You have to devote your energy to it, right? A phone call from maybe a faculty or a parent, urgent and important. So this is one category of things. The other category of things is urgent but not important. So what is that category of things? A message on your mobile, a notification on your Mac, it's urgent, but it's certainly not important. A few phone calls. They may an urgent but not important. See, for all of us, a ringing phone is like a very urgent thing. And the moment the phone rings, we have this compulsive desire to answer the phone call. Then a few things like maybe a weekend program, an impromptu program that your friends have made. So it seems to be urgent, but probably not that important. So we are devoting our time to urgent things, both important and unimportant. These are two quadrants and two categories, right? Now let's understand the third kind of things which are important but not urgent. As students and as individuals, I really want you to understand this category very, very nicely. Important things are things which are important to me as an individual. They're important for my personal development. What do we have in this category? Things which help you build your skill set. Okay? So, your certifications, important, but doesn't seem to be urgent. You feel you need to work on your communication skills. You feel it's important for your recruitment, for your placement, for your career, but it's not urgent. Your presentation skills, your health, exercising schedules. So all these things are very, very important to me, to all of us as individuals, but there's no pressing need. They're not urgent. So this category of things is the most important things. Now the last quadrant is not important, not urgent either. What's that? Watching a movie on Netflix. Is it important? No, not important. Urgent? No, not even urgent. All our time wasting activities fall in this quadrant. Neither urgent nor important. So being on the social media for excessive number of hours, not urgent, not important. Then sleeping excessively, not urgent, not important. Answering, there's a notification. Is it you are on it for an elongated period of time? Is it urgent? No. Is it important? No. As individuals, what we need to do, how can we make the best use of our time is, we need to work on this quadrant called important. And we need to devote a big chunk of our time to this quadrant, which is the important and not the urgent. Slowly, you will see that the time that you are going to devote to your urgent activities will become less. How is it going to become less? I'll take an example. Supposing I tell you that there's a GP tomorrow, or there's a company coming tomorrow and you need to prepare for that. So you will you'll be reading the current affairs, you'll be doing your, whatever, you will be brushing up your subject knowledge. Urgent. But supposing you are devoting more time to the important category, you are doing things naturally as an inbuilt thing. Every day you decide that I'm going to devote 2 hours of my schedule to things that are important. So domain knowledge you will be covering. You will be working on your presentation skills. You will be working on your current affairs. As a result, the kind of effort that you put one day before the company is coming is much less. So the more you devote yourself to this important activities, automatically, the time you're devoting to the urgent activities becomes less. What all of us need to understand is, at this point in time, we as individuals are all devoting most of our time to the urgent. But that's not how we need to act. We need to devote more time to the important activities. That's my take on it. And this has been very beautifully explained in the book 7 Effective Habits by Stephen Covey. So if you want to understand this a little more, please read it from there.
Thank you, ma'am. And I hope now students get the idea how to prioritize their work.
Yeah, I'm sure. If they try to put it in practice, they will.
So our next question is, distractions hinder productivity and hence delay to meet the demand of the schedule. How can someone avoid distraction?
Now, can we in this world in which we are living, it's like really difficult to avoid distraction. Let's try understanding what's the opposite of distraction. Concentration,
Yes.
right? So what we really need to do is understand how can we concentrate on something. Now, I have one way to explain it to you, and I had heard of this and I really liked it, so I'm sharing it with you. Let's think of our mind as a big space. And in the mind, we have sections. We have a section for happiness, we have a section for sadness, for management, for studies, for play, for exercising. So, this is how the mind is. Now, look at your awareness as a ball of light which goes from one section to the other. So I'll give you an example. A friend of you tells you that, Komal, let's go for a movie. So both of you go for a movie, you go to the hall, you purchase a ticket, you go and sit in the hall and you're chatting, then the lights dim and the movie starts, right? What happens is the director takes your awareness or this ball of light from sadness to happiness to thrill, maybe scary. And after 90 minutes, the movie gets over. On the screen, you see two words, the end. And you turn to your friend and you say, awesome movie, I really enjoyed it. So what has happened in those 90 minutes? You have allowed the director to take your awareness from happiness to sadness to thrill to being scary, right? Now we allow this to happen throughout the day. We allow gadgets to take our awareness from what we are doing to the other thing. We allow people to take our awareness from one thing to the other. We allow our emotions, our thoughts to take our awareness from one thing to the other. What is concentration? Concentration is the art of keeping your awareness at one place for an extended period of time. So next time what you need to do is practice to keep this ball of light at one thing for an extended period of time. So the more you practice, the more you will develop. It's a skill just like any other skill. Concentration is a skill. So the moment you sit down to study, don't allow this ball of light, this awareness to go to other things. Just let it be there. Give your 100% to whatever you are doing, and you are sure to be able to write a lovely success story of your own self.
Thank you, ma'am. And this is the best approach to avoid distraction.
I'm sure. So please try all this and come back to me.
Yes, I'm sure.
Thank you.